Yes, Louisiana leaders are steering the fight over how much you pay for flood insurance. Today, the Attorney General's office took on the federal government over Risk Rating 2.0.
So depending on where you live in the state, you may be happy with the new rules. A lot of you upset. It's FEMA's new method basically of figuring out how your flood insurance rates will be calculated. Now, nearly all of our congressional delegation is opposed to it. Our Chris Rosado is here to walk us through what's going on now. Chris.
Yeah, Liz, Greg, according to FEMA, this new method will be a fairer way to assess your premiums, but the Attorney General's office disagrees, arguing it will have the opposite effect. Rather than go by flood zones like in the past, Risk Rating 2.0 assesses your individual property instead. FEMA says flood frequency, storm surge, rainfall, and coastal erosion are all taken into account and factored into your new premiums. Attorney General Jeff Landry and his office believe 2.0 will actually eventually make your premiums go up, calling it unlawful and unfair to policyholders. Today, a federal judge in New Orleans heard arguments in their lawsuit as well as testimony from folks who say they can no longer afford their premiums.
It hurts us, and that the judge should block it. And if he can't block it in its entirety, then he should at least do certain things that he can do to make it better for people.
Instead of paying hundreds for insurance, the Attorney General's office believes your premiums could reach the thousands in the near future. Those against 2.0 say it fails to protect policyholders, recognize mitigation efforts, and imposes unaffordable costs, which will eventually drive more of you out of the insurance pool.
We have conversations every day with our residents, and what they're seeing are these unaffordable flood insurance rates.
Both the Attorney General and Solicitor General are leading the litigation efforts on behalf of at least 10 states, 43 parishes, 12 levy boards, and 2 municipalities. But not everyone is totally against it. One local insurance agent tells me one of her clients actually saw their rate go down.
I have a customer who saw it was about $1,900 the previous year, and it went down to about $450 the next year with the new rating.
One of the biggest complaints from opposition is the lack of transparency in how FEMA calculates rates under their new method. And although Melanie views their new method as a more fair way to adjust premiums, she understands where the concern is, especially in suburban areas where development has contributed to insufficient draining.
There is, I guess, a lack of transparency as far as how rates may be impacted in the future.
Insurance Commissioner Jim Donnellan says answering that question has been anything but easy.
Congress has been trying to get that. Our delegation, Democrats and Republicans, have been trying to get that. And this lawsuit, frankly, is a last act, if you will, out of frustration in asking for it to no avail.
Now, this legal battle will likely be dragged out for a little while, but we'll be sure to bring you any new details and updates as they come our way, guys.
All right, Chris, thank you for that.